Have you ever wondered, what if some animals we call extinct were never truly gone? Not brought back, not rediscovered, just never found again? Because every few years something strange happens. An animal appears that wasn't supposed to exist. A species missing for decades, sometimes centuries, suddenly shows up again, alive. And that changes everything. Because if extinction can be wrong once, how many times has it been wrong before? In this video, we're counting down 10 extinct animals that might still be alive somewhere on Earth. Some were rediscovered after decades. Others disappeared so completely that finding them again feels almost impossible. And one of them already proved extinction doesn't always mean the end. If you enjoy mystery, wildlife, and stories that blur the line between science and the unknown, subscribe. Let's start with number 10. Number 10, Australian night parrot. For over 100 years, this bird simply didn't exist. No sightings, no confirmed records, nothing. The Australian night parrot disappeared in 1912, and after that, silence. Scientists assumed the worst. Predators like cats and foxes had been introduced, habitat was disappearing, and a small ground-dwelling bird had almost no chance, so it was declared extinct. But then something strange happened. In 1990, a dead one was found on a roadside. That alone raised questions. Then years later, a naturalist spent over a decade searching for it, and in 2013, he finally found one. Alive. A bird that had been missing for a century was still out there, hiding in one of the harshest landscapes on Earth. Even today, sightings are extremely rare. Its population is unknown, which means something unsettling. It never came back. It was never gone. And if a small bird can disappear for 100 years unnoticed, what about something much harder to track? Number 9, New Guinea big-eared bat. Sometimes an animal doesn't disappear because it's gone. It disappears because no one notices it. The New Guinea big-eared bat was only seen once, in 1890. After that, nothing. No sightings, no captures, no proof it still existed, so naturally it was declared extinct. But in 2012, something unexpected happened. Researchers studying bats in Papua New Guinea caught a strange specimen. At first, it didn't seem special, just another bat. But years later, an expert took a closer look and realized they had rediscovered a species lost for over a century. Think about that. An entire species survived unnoticed simply because it looked too ordinary. And that raises a different kind of question. How many animals have we missed just because we weren't looking closely enough? Number 8, Cuban Solenodon. This next animal shouldn't exist at all. Not because it's large, not because it's hidden, but because it's ancient. The Cuban Solenodon is a small, nocturnal mammal. It looks like a shrew, but it has something very rare. It's venomous. And even stranger, its lineage dates back to the time of dinosaurs. This is a living fossil. It was declared extinct in 1970. Then just 4 years later, it was found again. Alive. Hunting at night. Moving through forests like it never left. But its story isn't a success, because even now it's barely surviving. Habitat loss, invasive species. It came back once. But it may not survive a second time. And that makes its story different, because rediscovery doesn't always mean safety. Sometimes it just delays the ending. Number 7, terror skink. The name sounds exaggerated, but the animal is very real. The terror skink is a large carnivorous lizard with sharp, curved teeth. And for over a century, it only existed as fossils. Discovered in 1867, declared extinct. End of story. Until 1993, a living one was found, then another, and another. But here's what makes it interesting. Its entire known habitat is incredibly small, just a few tiny islands. Together they cover less than 1 square mile. That's it. Which means this entire species survived in a place most people would never think to look. Hidden not by distance, but by scale. And if something can survive in a space that small, What could survive in places that are almost endless? Number 6. Fernandina Island, tortoise. Some extinctions feel final. Others feel unfinished. The Fernandina Island tortoise was one of them. First recorded in 1906, then nothing. For over 100 years, no one saw it again, so it was declared extinct. Another species lost to time until 2019. When a single female was found alive, living on the slopes of a volcanic island. Think about that. A species believed gone for a century was still there the entire time. Even more surprising, tracks suggest she may not be alone. There could be others, still hidden, still surviving. And if a giant tortoise can remain undetected for that long, what about animals that are actually built to hide? Number 5. Takahe, bright blue feathers, red beak, a bird that should be impossible to miss. And yet, it vanished. The takahe, a flightless bird from New Zealand, disappeared in the late 1800s. Predators were introduced, hunting increased, and eventually it was declared extinct. But in 1948, explorers found it again, alive in remote mountain regions. Not one. A small population, hidden in terrain so difficult it kept them safe for decades. Today they still exist, barely, protected, monitored, fighting to survive. And their story proves something important. Sometimes extinction isn't about being gone. Sometimes it's about being out of reach. Number 4, Bermuda petrel. This bird was declared extinct in 1620. Let that sink in. Over 300 years ago. Gone before modern science even existed. Or so people thought. Early explorers arrived on Bermuda and found the birds nesting in huge numbers. They were loud, strange, almost eerie at night. So much so that sailors once called Bermuda the island of demons. But then everything changed. Humans hunted them, collected their eggs, and introduced predators like cats and rats. Within a short time, the birds vanished. Or at least, that's what it looked like. Then in the 1950s, something incredible happened. A few nesting pairs were discovered, hidden on remote, rocky islands, alive, surviving in silence for centuries. That changes the scale of everything, because this wasn't a short disappearance. This was generations ago, entire lifetimes passing. While a species quietly continued to exist completely outside human awareness. And even today, their numbers are still small, still fragile, still close to the edge, which makes the story even more powerful. Because if something can survive that long unnoticed, what else have we missed? Number 3, Grassleydris ant. This one sounds almost impossible. An ant species believed extinct for 15 million years. Not decades, not centuries, millions of years. Known only from fossils. Then in 2006, it was found again. Alive in South America, tiny, nocturnal, living underground, completely hidden from human observation. And that's the key detail, because extinction isn't always about dying. Sometimes, it's about being invisible. Number 2, Cross River gorilla. This is one of the rarest primates on Earth, and for a long time, people thought it was gone. The Cross River gorilla was first recorded in 1904, then it disappeared from study, and over time, it was assumed extinct until 1987, when a small population was rediscovered, deep in forests between Nigeria and Cameroon. Today, only a few hundred remain. That's it. And they are incredibly difficult to find, avoiding humans, living in remote terrain, surviving by staying unseen, which makes one thing clear: even large animals can disappear without truly vanishing. Number 1, coelacanth. This is the animal that changes everything. The coelacanth was believed extinct for 66 million years, a relic of prehistoric oceans, a creature that lived alongside dinosaurs, known only from fossils. Something scientists were completely sure was gone until 1938, when a strange fish was caught off the coast of South Africa. At first it seemed ordinary, But then people noticed the details. Thick, armored scales. Strange, fleshy fins that moved almost like limbs. A body that didn't look modern at all. It looked ancient. And when scientists examined it, they realized the impossible. This was the coelacanth, alive. A species thought to be gone for millions of years was still living deep in the ocean, hidden far below the surface, completely outside human sight, exactly where it was never supposed to be. That discovery changed everything because it proved something simple and unsettling. Extinction is not always certain. Sometimes we're just not looking in the right place. So what does this really mean? Are there extinct animals still out there? Or are these just rare exceptions? The truth is, we don't fully know. But stories like these prove one thing. The natural world is bigger than our understanding. And sometimes, what we think is gone is just waiting to be found again. So now I want to ask you, which animal do you think could still be alive? And which one do you think is truly gone forever? Let me know in the comments.